Hello everybody and welcome back to the action with the Legend series in Counter-Strike, and it's our number 2 already. We've already tried with Counter-Strike and it was actually Red Reserve beating down Legends right there in the grand finals 3-0, but it's a completely different deal. 2 best of ones behind us. Next up is going to be the winners match. Planetkey versus eSuba, and eSuba right now had a very tough matchup against Playing Ducks. So now it gets real interesting because in my opinion, eSuba, already showing that they're strong and well prepared to the tournament, should actually be having not such a hard time against Gameplay DNA or Planetkey. It would, in my opinion, should actually be between them and Playing Ducks. But they are tired after playing the previous match, right? And you were talking to one of the eSuba's players on the interview, and you pointed out how he himself said how stressed he was.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the thing is that you have, you can go 2 ways. You know, on the one hand, they're tired, they're stressed, but they also won. They're feeling confident. So that can run through, and it's really about keeping those energy levels high. So I think it's about them having a quick snack, having a good regroup, but keeping that pump feeling and making sure that they feel like they can win, which I absolutely think they do. It was interesting because I was chatting to a few people around beforehand, and they were saying that they thought eSuba might be the weakest out of everyone. And their performance has really been great, and it was very interesting to see how they were able to pull themselves back after, losing what was, I think, about 8 rounds in a row. So it's really, I think it'll be interesting to see them match up against Planetkey Dynamics, who started slow and then started losing it, and kind of like their momentum wasn't necessarily there last game. They admitted it, and they were like, yeah, but we're feeling good now. So I think we'll really see a bit of a clash here.
Yeah, but I also think, like you pointed out, for Planetkey, they kind of get themselves rolling, but it is pretty much the same for eSuba. After finally dragging out that first win, it's always going to be easier from that point on for them to get into the games, to adapt, and so on. And you said how a lot of people actually thought that eSuba are not going to achieve anything right here. And I have to admit that my standpoint as to them was kind of two-sided. I thought that either they're not going to be able to win any single match and just get kicked by anybody, or they will be one of, if not the top team of this LAN tournament. In my opinion, for eSuba, there's no in between. When they underperform, they're not capable of anything. When they perform well, when the whole team plays on a normal level like they usually do, they're capable of beating some teams much better than them even. So that's pretty important right here. And also, as I pointed out, when Playing Ducks were still playing, this comeback couldn't have completely not happened in the past because of some mistakes that eSuba made on the first half. The 4 rounds that Playing Ducks got right there was actually good. They could have expected to get even less.
No, absolutely, and I think that was the situation. It was quite impressive how Playing Ducks got that, and unfortunately the mistakes that eSuba made, but they acknowledged that in the interview. He was saying, or actually I think it was before the interview, he was telling me how they made some mistakes, they're aware of them, and they were trying to fix them in-game, and now they've had this time to kind of reset, hopefully keep the energy up, but also analyze what went wrong and try and make those quick on-the-fly fixes. I think it's interesting really looking at this match, because when I was looking at the group stages, it can be quite deceptive. Like, eSuba seemed to have quite an easy group. They were underestimated. They performed really well, and mentally they've proven their fortitude. Whereas, Planetkey, for example, I thought didn't perform very well in the group stages, and they admitted that to me. They said, look, we lost 2 pistol rounds. It made it a lot harder for us to win, but we're feeling really good and confident here, and I think that performance really showed that. So it will be interesting to see how things go, I think.
Yeah, surely. It is going to be interesting. And once again, I'm just going to come back to chime in on how it is the home crowd behind Planetkey, how they are the only Germans actually on this tournament to play, to take part in it, other than organize, of course. ZLZ Gaming is taking care of it. But yeah, these guys definitely have a lot of proof, but also they have that little stress reliever, like in the form of the crowd that's always behind them, that's going to support them, that's going to cheer for them, that's going to do something extraordinary actually than what they're doing in the previous match that we were watching. Like when it was eSuba versus Playing Ducks, we could hear some people clapping or cheering when something amazing was happening. But I feel like in the next match, When Planetkey will be playing, we'll hear some cheers even when they are losing, just to try and cheer them up. That thing was not happening for eSuba playing Ducks. Nobody was trying to motivate the players actually, but only like admiring when something good was happening.
I don't know. I was sitting in the crowd. I feel like what people were really enjoying was just good Counter-Strike, and that's what mattered the most. I definitely think like there's some allegiances to the country, to the teams a little bit, but when a team is on fire, delivering, performing well, I think the crowd just appreciates that kind of like great gameplay. So, but I see that Squid is back, so I'm probably going to shoot off and get on stage with the two team captains.
Yeah,
have fun with the rest.
That's good. Thank you. And Squid will be coming over in just a second. So, yeah, that's the thing. Nikita going over to the stage to try and get the teams prepared for the interviews. And overall, the guys doing the veto, already finishing setting up the winners match. This is very important right now. And Squid, come on quickly, because I want to get you in on that. We've now got the winners matchup. And that is, of course, eSuba versus Planetkey Dynamics. And I already mentioned how eSuba should be tired after getting a 16-14. The player himself in the interview said how he was stressed out throughout the game. I would say that they can't afford to get into another troubling situation like that anymore. But then, if they win this matchup, they get 2 hours off. They get to do whatever they want. They can rest. They can completely chill. So that's fine. But if they lose this matchup, eSuba, in my opinion, is going to be in deep trouble.
They're in a really difficult predicament right now because they looked weak at the end of last map. Obviously, they lost, what was it, like 10 rounds in a row. And when you're losing that many rounds, especially on your CT side, it's really, really troubling. And I think they are in a lot of trouble despite winning that last match. They're definitely not in a great position to be playing a winner's match right now. I think that playing Ducks have also been damaged a little bit by that last affair, but I don't know. I think both of those teams are pretty battered and bruised.
Definitely, and well, wondering what it's going to be like from Planetkey's side, because I have to admit, not only had I had like hidden hopes for a gameplay DNA to show up a little bit better, but I also had my doubts about Planetkey, and I think I can also say against, because I thought that they would do much worse. After seeing them perform on Nuke, we can see how definitely perfectly balanced of a team it is. How they do very well in that kind of defensive play style of theirs, even on the T side, how they're able to catch the enemies off guard. So a lot of the rounds that they lose come down to the moments where the enemy surprise them completely. Is that going to be the case for eSuba? Normally I would say no, but on this Mirage, they played extraordinarily aggressively on the CT side, actually.
They try to mix things up a lot, and I think against Planetkey, who are quite a reserved style, I still don't think that's going to work. I think Planetkey definitely have the upper hand here, especially against a battered and bruised eSuba side. I think that Planetkey have silenced a lot of the critics who were prevalent before that Nuke game earlier today. I think that they looked very, very strong in that performance, and they will likely carry it on until the next match of this series, which is obviously going to be against eSuba. In that matchup, if we're talking about like the players in particular, I think that the players on the eSuba side are going to be very tired. Obviously, Planetkey have just had quite a long break. And when you're playing such a tactical side, you don't quite need a break as much as a team like eSuba, who seem to be like relying on those star players. I think that Cappy is going to be struggling, playing two very intense maps, one after another. I think that that's going to prove a little too much for a couple of the star players on eSuba. I think they're probably really going to struggle in this winners match.
Yeah, I get the feeling that it's going to rather even out the things than give Planetkey a massive edge. Or I don't know what your opinion is right here. Maybe you believe in Planetkey much more than me, but I think that it's actually going to be quite an even match. What I'm aiming at right here. What makes you
think that, though? What makes you think that? What about Planetkey earlier do you think can actually be countered by eSuba? Because we've watched both of them play at this point.
Yeah, that's the thing. But in the very beginning, when it was working out for gameplay DNA, they surprised Planetkey with rushes. Then Planetkey slowed their gameplay, their playstyle down even more, and that's where gameplay DNA got killed. Because they kept on doing what they've been doing, and they got punished for that. And I think that eSuba can adapt, they can experiment, they can switch up the tactics very, very often, like whenever they want, and it's going to be fine for them. And why I'm saying that I don't believe in Planetkey dynamics so much is because I've been casting some of the matches of these German teams over like 2 years already, and they've never really been able to pull off a massive win on me. Like, these have just been singular matches.
They've not won you over, have they? However, I think that Planetkey have quite a reproducible style. They can play this passive defensive CT side and find lots of success over it. However, I feel like the eSuba side, I just don't see them actually putting up a decent fight in this matchup. I know that we want to make this like seem competitive and stuff, but I think that Planetkey are like quite far and ahead the better team here.
Okay. I'm actually really going to believe it when they pull off that win on eSuba. But before that, I'm going to hold my horses with making that decision. But first of all, and what I was actually aiming at right there with saying that is I'm not too sure who to bet on. I mean, I believe in eSuba a little bit more, but right here it seemed a little bit inconsistent in the match against Playing Dutch, because in the middle there was a big black hole where they've not been active at all, and then they woke up again right at the end when they felt the pressure, when they felt the danger. And also there comes the factor that they're completely tired, probably.
They're tired, and they almost faced a catastrophic comeback against who was it? It was
Playing
Ducks. That's it. And that game must have really taken its toll. I think the thing that we have to talk about is they had like a 14-8 lead against Playing Ducks, and they let that recede to a 14-14 deficit at that point, because Playing Ducks had so much advantage and so much steamrolling that they were just in the driver's seat throughout that second half. And when you give up that huge advantage, you've got to question somebody's mental fortitude. You've got to say that both of these teams are really struggling to close out matches. And I think if eSuba fail to close out a match against Planetkey, they're the sort of team who can really punish this failure to give in.
Yeah, so this is going to be a real tough call right here to see if they can actually recover from that real quickly. Because as I mentioned before we started the previous match, I mean, we had so much to talk about. We had so much time to talk about everything. As I mentioned, like for Caparzo, for Henke, for Freddy, these guys are already hella experienced. That I think that it's going to be actually easy for them to build themselves back up, to like recover in the short amount of time that they got right here, walking into the next match. And Blue, if I'm not mistaken, he was the guy like taking the interview when they walked up on stage the previous time.
Sure.
So he also has some outside presence and this land confidence. So everything's going to be perfectly fine for them. So right now we're throwing it over to the stage. Maybe it's going to be Blue talking from eSuba's side once again. Let's see.
Thanks a lot, guys. Yep, I'm on stage with the two team captains. So first of all, to eSuba, like after such an incredible match, are you guys tired or energized by that win?
I think we are fresh after the win, and we're gonna win this again.
I saw you were actually watching the replay already. Were you studying and trying to fix like some of the mistakes you guys made?
I'm just watched some after plan plays that we played really terrible. So yeah.
Cool. All right. And are you feeling confident? You think you can win?
I hope so.
How about you guys? How are you feeling? You've had a bit of a break. Are you more relaxed, or you want to play and win again?
Yeah, we are relaxed, but we really want to win, and yeah, we're focused, so everything is fine.
How are you? Are you like? How's the whole rest of the team? Like, do you think you're gonna win like really easily, or are you a bit nervous, or taking them more seriously now since their win?
Yeah, we're not underestimating them, but we're not very nervous, and I think we can beat them again.
All right. What side do you want to start on?
Yeah, it depends on the map.
All right. There we go. Which map do you want to play?
That's something I don't.
There we go. I know. I didn't think so, but anyway. But good luck, guys. I hope it's a good match, and yeah, see you guys after. hopefully we'll get another exciting match like we did before, and yeah, I'll send it back to you guys on the desk.
A tense handshake, though. They seemed pretty tense. I felt the pressure up on that stage. Obviously, eSuba probably feeling the heat after that last close game. However, do you think that they are feeling confident after this?
It's tough for me to say, but, well, first of all, you mentioned the tense handshake. I want to mention the reply that Caparzo's given us. And by the way, like, the Germans are having quite a hard time typing in Caparzo because because that's been a problem when he's showing up on the stage like that. Anyway, though, when he replied, he was like, "Yeah." That heavy breathe. Like,
it was like
you can see that he's tired. You can see that he's like slightly not believing himself. Actually,
he obviously wanted to appear confident because going into a game of Counter-Strike, you can't say, I think that we're probably going to have a good game. Maybe I don't feel very confident. He has to give it the energy, and he almost couldn't summon himself to do that. But this is something that we said before the first match as well. We said that about eSuba, or I said it. And it didn't actually end up being true. I think it was Blue on the eSuba side first, who seemed kind of down and disheartened, maybe not feeling confident in their play, and then they came out the gates strong with a 14-8 start, and maybe that's something that we can attribute to eSuba.
Yeah, well, just once again chiming in on what Caparzo's looked like on the stage and what he sounded like. I feel like it is because he's a little bit tired with the situation, kind of. Not just a single match, but overall, whenever I see eSuba on a LAN tournament, that's how it ends. Like, either they lose and are not able to close out a match where they have a huge advantage, or they have to cut it close. So, and also for Caparzo himself alone, sometimes he's able to make amazing shots that can carry the team, but sometimes he's just not there, and then it gets kind of wacky. So I feel like he's also feeling the pressure that, all right, if I'm not going to get that triple kill finally, we're not going to close out the map. And he's like, has to perform every single map like this, and maybe he's just tired with the situation.
And I think that that's one thing that they're going to have to do today, even to get through to the grand final later. Obviously, they are, I think that they're one map away from a spot in our grand final, because they would have come through the winners bracket as well. So they are like tantalizingly close to making it to the best of three later today. And obviously, as you said, that they're going to have a 2, possibly 3-hour break. And I feel like that would really benefit them here. But remember that these teams are used to playing best of threes. They, especially like a team like eSuba, I talked about them earlier, playing in like little Russian tournaments like Gauntlets and stuff like that. They are used to playing best of threes commonly. So one map shouldn't be too much. However, it was a very close, hard-fought battle. You've got to be worried.
Yeah, but then actually, they're pretty similar, if I am to say. I mean, eSuba have undergone changes, but they still seem like a very solid lineup, in my opinion. And when I want to compare like eSuba to Planetkey, they both seem like seasoned teams that will know how to find themselves in such situations. And, well, there is a chance that Planetkey will face off against eSuba in the grand finals too. They'll make it back from the lower brackets, or eSuba will make it back from the lower brackets, whoever loses this map. There's a big possibility that the final will be the same matchup. But what I want to say right here, in the best of three, it would be so elaborate, like it would be so developed, the matchup between these teams. I feel like on the mental level, like on the mind games, it would be amazing because of how experienced they are and how they know how to approach these best of threes. Well, it will definitely not be a random, let's go play a match.
After such a close, hard-fought map, such as playing Ducks versus eSuba, I would love to see that as the final, if I'm perfectly honest. Obviously, like playing Ducks dropping off into that one, and to see such a close, hard-fought matchup as the second and third seed is really interesting, because perhaps we thought that this was just going to be a whitewash, we weren't going to get any great games today, but we could have easily seen overtime just then.
Yeah, definitely on this Mirage. And after all, it was Mirage, so maybe this time we're gonna get to see a cobblestone, for instance, or whatever kind of different of a map would be real good to see. And also a thing that I want to touch on right here is the fact that we might see, for instance, eSuba going down to the losers match. To the deciders match, rather, it would be from this stage on, and then playing Ducks facing off against them again.
Oh, the best of one again, yeah.
Yeah, that would be a little bit sad because then one team would be eliminated and there wouldn't be a chance to see playing Ducks versus eSuba in a BO3 because that would be amazing.
I think the likelihood is we definitely will see that matchup again. Luckily for us, since it was such well, it delivered so much, didn't it? It was a 14-16 at the end of the... But it wasn't any old 14-16. Sometimes you get close games like that where the score line is close, but the game actually wasn't. I feel like you had a real tale of two halves in that one. It was the tale of the strong CT sides and also the weak T sides. It was...
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really fancy eSuba's chances in this tournament. After seeing that, despite them winning that matchup, it kind of seemed like a lackluster win, like a breathless finish.
Yeah, it's tough for me to say. Right now, I'm starting to notice some additional aspects and factors. Maybe the reason why I see eSuba as such a good team is the fact that I see them in every other tournament, and I'm just so familiar with them that they have to finally get something done. They have to finally win something if they're trying so hard and if they're everywhere, really. I mean, if you are playing so many tournaments, online leagues, online cups, online tournaments, weeklies, monthlies, whatever, and you're coming to LAN so often, then if you're not developing, if you're not getting better, if you're still not achieving anything, then something's wrong.
Yeah, there definitely is something wrong if you can't have that development, but I feel like actually being able to close out that Mirage game despite a really dodgy start to the half shows really good fortitude. We are getting into the map now, and it is Mirage, so as an knife rank comes in... oh no, it's not Mirage, it's actually Overpass. Sure it is. Congratulations. GG, Squid, GG, go home, go back to England. So yeah, we will see some Overpass, and this poses a really good question. I told you earlier today that I wanted to see some Overpass because of the AWPing, and in this matchup, I think that we definitely will see that. I think that we could actually see the double AWP setup being utilized from eSuba.
Yeah, now maybe there is a possible hole and they will get the good starting side. I mean, so decisively winning this knife round with only one person dying. Anyway, though, I feel like this time might not, Planetkey might not have such a good counter to this double up setup from eSuba, actually. Because when we were talking about Planetkey dynamics, excuse me, not Planetkey, but playing Ducks, our idea was that they would pick up the pace, that they would surprise, that they would run down with brute force, they would break through these double ops. But for Planetkey, who are so slow, it might actually be a very tough task.
Yeah, and against such a slow and methodical team, as you said, the double AWPs could definitely be countered, but I think that eSuba, I think that they're actually going to have a bit of difficulty getting the double AWPs rolling, because remember, to have a double AWP setup, you've got to have your economy running strong, you've got to have the enemies on the back foot, and I don't think that Planetkey are ever going to give away that massive advantage. I think that Planetkey are always going to be hot on the heels of this CT side.
Yeah, that's the thing. The question is how much, once again, Planetkey will improve when they get the CT side, because they can get like 10 times as strong as we could see last time. But then also comes another thing, is that eSuba might once again be completely hopeless on the T side themselves, that it doesn't even need Planetkey to become better on their CT.
A map like Overpass as well does lend itself to very strong CT side, so I guess that we'll be seeing that. I think that we'll probably see an even first half and then a rollover second half from Planetkey. Very alike to Nuke, I think. I think that Planetkey are going to show us a similar state of affairs. This pistol round looking pretty standard from the CT side. One kit board up on cap. However, Planetkey taking map control early with Alex rushing up long and the rest of the players, 4 others towards B. So Planetkey, They've taken loads of control early, and I feel like eSuba aren't going to have the read on this. Alex does find the first kill. However, he is on 50 HP. A USP's out, and he is looking to tap away this headshot.
3 bullets. And he's not going to use them right way. He actually doesn't even deal any single point of damage. Now he'll be looking for these headshots even longer and longer. And he's now reaching the damage, but there's the headshot. And also Pressy getting a kill on Bomb's side. B at the same time, Otto supporting him. Bomb is planted. Caparzo coming in from behind. They know, okay, never mind. He's not even coming in from behind. He would be if he wanted to do it. But he's stuck in the toilets right now. He has the defuse kit, but I don't think it's going to help him in this situation. And Alex hard to beat him down. And Alex, I think he was hurt very early on, and the enemies had all the time to figure out what they want to do with it, and he still ended up getting a triple kill and surviving the entire round.
I have no idea how he stayed alive that long. eSuba missing so many shots, and I think that plays party to the fact that they're very tired right now. I think they're going slow into a pistol round after playing a whole map. A long fought one at that is really dangerous. I wanted to see eSuba actually win that one and get a good start into the game, because we know that they need these good starts. Their difficulty is normally with closing them out.
Yeah, and it is even worse that if Planetkey Dynamics start doing fine on D side, they don't even need to do good or whatever. It's just okay is going to be enough. They're going to be more than happy to take it on the CT side.
Yeah, I think that's a really poignant point. I think that eSuba definitely do need to get off on the right foot here, and Planetkey Dynamics obviously just stomping down and stopping that happening. They're playing a very slow default against these pistols, noticing perhaps some of the mistakes they made earlier from Nuke, giving away so many advantages on the on these anti-ecos, and that's something that they really got wrong. Alex taking a couple of pop shots through, but he's got nobody to support them. Planetkey love this default, especially on such a slow map such as Overpass.
Yeah, Alex definitely looking to top that performance from the previous round. He got the triple kill out of nowhere where he was supposed to be the first victim on his team. Yet he didn't die, and yeah, got the triple that I already mentioned. Now Arco is going to get finished off, but first is Robson's HE rather than Ardo's Molly. And yeah, at this stage it's just a rally of who gets more kills and better ones from Planetkey Dynamics. They don't have to worry about eSuba for a little bit longer at all. And this is a bad start. Not only, as you said, they got to get a good start, but also the timer is on them, because if they don't manage to do well enough on the CT side, they're going to get eaten by Planetkey Dynamics. And also the pistol round, in my opinion, was a vital point of this, not only half, but also the map overall.
So eSuba, if we have a look at the economy right now, if we actually think about it, they lost the pistol round. They go into the second with the 4 spy. They're going to be stuck back to ecoing this round with 0 investment, with just a couple of pistols stuck back. They'll get 2,400 each, which means that they've got the bare minimum for a buy. They won't have the AWPs that we were talking about. They won't have good utility.
Oh yeah.
Planetkey can really abuse this, and I think that we're going to see Planetkey probably get up to a 5-0, 6-0 start just because of this. Unless eSuba can do something really great with rifles and just rifles, or go for a double AWP, Planetkey could definitely get off on the right foot and get a really good start.
That's a very good thing that you pointed out right here. There will be money, but it won't be enough for the AWPs. And what now, eSuba? I think that should have been like the most basic plan, but maybe they didn't even want to go for it. Maybe they've got something completely different prepared because, well, since we were able to read it, maybe it was too easy to read.
Perhaps, however, I feel in Counter-Strike there is a very limited amount of tactics that you can go for, and the double AWP setup for eSuba is just going to be a go-to on a map like Overpass, where you can cordon off large portions of the map with a single player with just a man backing him up. The UMP doing okay damage as well, and that's money in the pockets of Crescent, who's consistently getting these SMG kills time and time again. This time towards B, earlier on Nuke as well. He was the man building up the bank.
Paul's G approaching this bomb site alongside with Alex, and Alex just seems so destructive on this bomb site. He never really got to it, but overall in front of it, just in the toilets or along, he's just demolishing anybody that walks into his way. And that seems to remain true, but for this round, after all, his teammates are a little bit quicker than him. Planetkey clicking away just to almost get a kill on Pulse G. That would always be something. I mean, killing off that AK-47 with a Kevlar and helmet delivers at least a little bit of economical damage to your enemies. And if you're the ones completely suffering on the economy, because as we pointed out, eSuba is going to be in a horrible spot, then at least make the enemy in as bad of a spot as you are.
Henke will only remove 1 UMP from the server, and that's not actually good enough for eSuba. They've only done 1 kill's worth of damage in this whole game. So if we have a look at Planetkey, they've already got 8,000, 6,000 on the other 2. They can buy up for the next 2 or 3 rounds, and there's nothing eSuba can do about it. I think Planetkey are probably going to have a really good T side, unless they make some fundamental mistakes now. They're really holding serve.
Yeah, the 1 kill on the UMP completely doesn't change anything, and it might even help them, because if they played with 2 UMPs right now and they didn't decide to just buy up an AK instead, then that might have been a little bit too risky, might have been not enough firepower. But anyway, let's see. Henke throws out a not so bad of a flashbang, but it doesn't actually blind anybody, interestingly enough. And Freddy has
Blue is also boosted up on this site, and he's doing so much damage as well. Does find a crucial FAMA skill. And in this 2v5, I don't think there's Planetkey can even do anything here. Burning alive 2 poles, doing damage. There's his 3rd as well. 4th! Is he actually getting this ace? Cappy has to stop this from happening right now. The M4 needs to come raining in, but Poles knows where this final man is. Might be the ace of the tournament right here. Poles, is he going to do it? Wrapping round. Cap doesn't know where to look, and he finds it. What an ace from Poles. Burning alive 2 and finishing the job with the AK-47. The rifle shattering the defense.
It should not have been possible to burn up 2 people because they knew exactly where he was. So why didn't they decide to run away? Because they had a clear angle. They could have just ran away towards the squishy doors or wherever, whatever. And they decided to just sit in the flames, believing in the rest of the team. So yeah, that's kind of like a nice move to your teammates, that you're believing in them, but apparently they weren't enough, and what a steamroll right now from Planetkey Dynamics. This is just the round over in a matter of seconds, and hell, but still, Planetkey, they won it by the skin of their teeth. Allowing the enemies to click away from the balcony so much 2 rounds in a row is a bad idea, and it's going to backfire at some point. Please don't do that anymore.
eSuba as well, a team that struggle with closing out matches, are struggling at the other portion now. They're struggling to start, and I think that they are tired at this point. Losing a 1v5 like that just isn't good enough. Burning 2 a lot, it's just not good enough. Planetkey are obliterating this defense off the offset, and eSuba finally get the AWP in the hands of Cappy, and this might be something that's missing from them. As I said, I called it. Oh, is he actually going to do it? Poles does find that spray down straight through. Henke drops without seeing a single player, and Planetkey again with the early advantages, this time off the end of Poles' spray.
So now 3 people already know not to go for the sandbags on Bob side B. It is Henke, Freddy, and Blue, if I'm not mistaken. These 3 got the 2 latest got burnt down right there, and Henke now got killed by this wallbang. It's just so massive, so annoying to eSuba, because yeah, they finally get the AWP and they want to find out if this is the missing link that they need to start winning rounds, but they kick it off with a 4v5, so it's not actually gonna give them so much info, because they already should probably be slightly demotivated.
Yeah, and if Planetkey win this round, they're probably going to be 7-0 up, as eSuba aren't going to have a bye once again. Cap does find 1 with the AWP, but he also knows that there's nobody else coming towards long. Lends eSuba to be able to go for this push and peek round towards B. Blue needs to take a couple of kills here, but he's been mollowed out, needs to peek through, drops the bomb, but he's traded straight out by Poles, who makes dodgy ground towards this B site, but with 2 members of eSuba, it's going to be a tricky, daunting task to make it onto the site and actually get this bomb down. Poles does lose a lot of health, but they need to actually smoke this site off, but they haven't got any at all. Poles drops in eSuba. This is just a firing range. Should be the first round. And Odom, is he actually going to drop after time? I don't know. Was that by time or by eliminations?
I think half a second before the rounds ended, they got finished off. But yeah.
See you later, Poles. Look at that. That was some dirty play.
It is quite a standard wall bang, but it never was so easy, I feel like. Like usually the guy would have to spray for a little bit longer, or like...
I've never done it, I'll tell you that much. I've never hit it. I play a lot of overpass as well, and I've never found that wall bang.
This was just too demolishing.
Planetkey Dynamics still have a buy-up, and this is the luxury they're having such a strong start lens here, is they can buy into this one, they'll probably be able to buy into the next one as well. And they have the AWP on Alex, just taking shots through the wall. Planetkey feeling supremely confident, and look how much ground they've made up towards long. eSuba, how are they going to be able to stop this one coming through? Prezi opens the site alone, finds the second headshot as well. Planetkey have this site under lockdown, and eSuba, they've got to back off before this round's even started. You see the confusion as well. Are we, aren't we going to go for this retake? And the decision is no. We're going to set up for exits on this B site in Planetkey. I feel like they're going to go for the hunt in the next 30 seconds.
They could.
They've got enough money to do it. They've got enough money to do it. And if they do take these kills, it's very worthwhile, as eSuba are going to be stuck with nothing in the next round. Remember that eSuba just won one as well. They won one not convincingly, which means that this is going to be a hard reset for the CT side.
But I feel like Planetkey also might have that picture in their mind that's the only way eSuba can win a map is through CT side. So they're not going to actually risk giving up any kind of weapon to them, because had they picked up an AWP, then it would be a catastrophe possibly in the next round. Since they're saving up with 3 people, they will probably have a full buy going, or... No, yeah, there might be like 1 player with a pistol, but 4 of them should have weapons. I'm not sure why Akko is not deciding.
Well, it's a hard reset. It's a hard reset, so I would suggest that eSuba would go for these buy-ups, just a pistol and armor if possible, but they aren't even going to go for that one. They want a solid buy into the 10th round coming up, and Planetkey just setting up this default once again, slowing the pace down, and eSuba haven't really been able to do much about this. The smokes come through as well, but you see the CT side, they haven't really got much utility left to stop this Planetkey push from coming in. And look how much ground Planetkey have made onto this A site as well. They've worked their way so far up that they can practically smell the CTs holding this down.
Well then, not really expecting eSuba to take this round, although delivering the damage would definitely quite hit the mark, would hit what they want to do right now. But with that kind of a shot from Alex, I think that he just clearly shows the dominance, and what it looked like in the first part.
Oh, could be more!
Yeah, could have been more, but actually finished with just 1 kill. But Blue is able to finish off 2 more. But when he dies, and at the same time, Robson's able to pick off Caparza. There's only Akko, 1v2. Also, already tagged down to 38, and Robson's going to finish it off when Alex was just taking the entire focus on himself. 7-1 in favor of Planetkey Dynamics, and there's one more thing that I like to point out. I already said that in the very beginning of the stream. I pointed out how 3 out of 4 of these teams have taken part in the previous Legend Series. And playing Ducks alongside with Planetkey, they've done comparably so.
Look at this stack! Look at this stack! Look at this boost! Oh my god! Boostmeister here! Cap does find the one as well! What is this boost? What's that, 5-man? That was a 5-man boost on A! eSuba! No, it was a 5-man as well, because he got the jump boost over. Every single... This is the ultimate teamwork from the CT side. We're seeing intuition and a brand new tactic coming out from the CT side, and it gives so much information as well. Overpass is just full of surprises, and we're seeing brand new stuff in 2017.
But it doesn't change a thing. But it doesn't change a thing. The bomb still got planted. There's still 1-man lead in favor of Planetkey Dynamics, and the eSuba guys have no clue how to take it back.
Right, and Planetkey don't know where the auto sniper's from, so I would like to see Cap keep hold of this auto sniper because he could go for that boost in the next one, but the retake looks like it might work out anyway. Henke doing the damage, Otto's the next to fall, and Poles has to do it all himself. Does find one through the smoke, and this bomb, it's surely too far ticked. eSuba, I think they're all going to drop, and he's chasing down the auto sniper desperately, but Cap still stays alive, and they'll be able to go for the boost again.
There definitely is a chance like that, but is it going to work?
Just talk about the boost. Can we just talk about the boost? Like, what is this?
Yeah, I can tell you about the boost. This time Planetkey go bomb site A and everything backfires.
But they've got an auto sniper there to counter this. If Planetkey, then are they sending anybody towards B? Yeah, they are. They're sending Robson towards B. So the ex-Penta player is going for this, and it looks like eSuba aren't going to use all of their tactics too early. And wow, like they prepared for this land. They prepared for this map.
Yeah, but when you still end up being 1-8, it questions whether it is...
It's so exciting though, isn't it? Like that definitely could have
spectacular.
worked.
It's amazing if you want a YouTube highlight reel, but you
That's what I want as a caster. I just want the YouTube players.
Amazing, man, but to me it doesn't seem too worth it for the teams who came here so long to just get the third place in that one on, because they can't get the fourth, but still third place and nearly no money out of it. Some cheap change, right?
Krezi does find the initial pick, but this auto sniper's still alive in Cap. He's playing the other side of the map, so the rotate not coming in too quickly. But Alex, he's been so good at these opening picks and finding them left, right, and center again. It's towards A this time.
Star 20 down.
Yeah, that's Cap losing the main investment eSuba had into this round. And will they even be able to afford any scoped rifles into most of the rest of this half unless they take it off Nico? The answer's no, but Alex, he's been so strong, and he was one of the question marks coming into this tournament. Is he going to be able to find these opening picks? His opening stats, by the way, are among the best in this whole tournament, and he's really proven in this map of Overpass.
And it's not even like in this round these shots are like completely amazing. He's extremely solid, and that's what I pointed out in the match against Gameplay DNA already. Kark has had his moments, but on the others he would crumble. Well, for Alex, there is no situation where he will crumble. He's always as confident, as consistent as you say. And only Yaka remains right here. Of course, this round is going to be taken by Planetkey, but they always make it as quickly as possible. They always find these exit kills anyway.
Yeah, and have a look at this Planetkey money before it just disappears. 10, 10, 7, 7, 7. They've got about, what's that, $40,000 on their 3-player, or on their 5-player, sorry. They've got just so much money. They can have effective buys into the next 3 rounds possibly, and eSuba with just a couple of rifles, no AWP on Cap. This is one of the difficulties of playing a team as decisive as Planetkey. A team is incisive, one that can actually pick apart your defense. And see, they found a gap into B now. It's Robson just walking his way in. They've rolled out the welcome mat for him, and he's just walked all over them. The bomb goes down, and eSuba don't have any say, and they've got to go for a difficult 5v4 retake in this one. Yeah, they've got the nades to try and do this, but Alex R is waiting down this corner, and with Krezi, the presence in connector, are eSuba even going to be able to go for the 2-pronged attack? The answer is no. Krezi finds both of them, and Robson's going to chip back as well. 1, 2, looking for the third, straight through the smoke, pistols out, and he finishes the job. Planetkey Dynamics reach double digits before eSuba reached 2.
Yeah, so I never finished what I started saying. Playing Ducks and Planetkey, that was already a long time ago and I forgot about it. Anyway, Planetkey and Playing Ducks got a very similar score after the group stage, and they got like 3rd or 4th place in the group. Well, eSuba got 6th, didn't win a single map. So yeah, it turns out that these rankings still remain somewhat true, I guess. But at least this time, eSuba got the win in the group, and they got a win already right here on the LAN finals, but getting to the grand finals might be a little bit too much. Yes, a great shot from Caparzo, but just as the one with his car 20, I don't think it changes enough.
Yeah, and eSuba have barely any investment, so this could be an 11th for Planetkey, focusing all the ones. I feel like a bingo caller as Alex R just walks his way onto the A site. He's got such support, and eSuba, despite having great manpower on A, don't stop this bomb from going down, and do find themselves in the 2v3, but I'm sure they're just going to get cut up and mowed down by Otto's AK-47. Blue being the last player alive, drops 2, and as I said, 11-1. What can eSuba do?
Yeah, that amazing kill from Caparzo turned out to be one of 2 that they got overall in the round, so not even close, man. And yeah, the scoreline just looks so harsh on them and so tough, and that is exactly what eSuba should have looked like against Playing Dogs. They should have got 13-2 after the first half, then probably closed out the map in the matter of 5 minutes to not be so worn out against Planetkey Dynamics. And eSuba, they just had such a tough match behind them. Apparently, it was not enough time to recover.
Yeah, and 13 rounds in, we're finally seeing that double AWP setup, and Cap does find the first 2 kills of the round. Looking for his 3rd as well. Alex is very low, but eSuba might be about to put some rounds on the board. Planetkey Dynamics looking a little hurt and shaken in this round. However, they still have a solid look at taking this B site. They've got great utility, 3 smokes, even a Molotov on Krezi. That Molotov's definitely going to go towards barrels, I'm almost certain. However, we might see a 3 smoke Astralis take on this B site. I would definitely like to see an Astralis style take by smoking off barrels and 2 towards CT, but one of those smokes have gone before they can even push in. The double AWP setup working out for the CT side as Planetkey Dynamics re-evaluating their options.
Yeah, they started falling back already a little bit earlier before that sniper's committed, pushed in. But I guess that they were supposed to pop up a little bit, like on the second timing or something along these lines. Freddy, though, easily secures the 2 remaining kills right here. And I was supposed to say that this round is crucial. It's either going to decide that the game is already over. If Planetkey somehow managed to take it back from a 3v5 situation, it would have been over by far. Or it's going to say if eSuba can actually have a little bit of a lifeline right here. Although, the chances of them making the same kind of comeback as Playing Dogs,
it's almost non-existent, is it? I don't think eSuba are going to be able to reach this one at all. However, Alex does go down. That's the all presence gone, but the counter coming straight through Connector, and Okko's got a lot of work to do. He's found himself in quite an advanced position, changes up the spot, but Krezi does trade it off, takes a lot of damage in return, but eSuba do have a solid look at locking off this A site. Is Planetkey, are they actually deciding to go for B instead? Yeah, Robson has found himself very far engaged into the B take, and Henke just spotting this one out, has to call for the rotation quickly, and I don't think Planetkey are going to be able to be stopped in this position. Henke does take 1, maybe even more than he could have been expected to in that situation, but Planetkey almost have this A site on lockdown until Freddy fully flash finds 1, and it's just Robson left. We called him the Penta player from DreamHack Winter. However, he needs to drop this bomb now, and he's stuck on site. Uses a flash to try and get his way out. However, Freddy and Blue going to play this one together. Desperately need 3 rounds. Otherwise, this is going to be another reset from the Planetkey side. Robson's found himself in a fast position. Is he actually going to do this? Sprays down 1, controls the spray and finds it. Unbelievable from Robson. 12-2. How does he do it? Let's see it again. Look at the first. He's so composed, so calm, so calculated. 1, controls the spray, finds both kills. And this is Planetkey just rolling it home.
I have no idea how stuff that could work out right here. The AWP kill on full flashbang is just perfect timing. It could have as well not happened, and that would have been the round already lost. And then losing the round after getting such a kill is just so horrible to them. And yes, they didn't get killed by the 3v5 in the previous round, but now they lost the 2v1, and it is just as bad for them.
Oh, Marco does find one, and he has got the ult. They're changing it up massively on the eSuba side. They have found a couple of advantages, but what's it? 12-3. It's really not enough. Alex versus 4, and he's going to get sprayed down. Dinked and finished by Freddy, and a 12-3 scoreline. A small round of applause, but I'm pretty sure nobody's clapping for eSuba right now. An abysmal CT half.
Yeah, talking about Arco though, quite a good performance with the AWP right there, so I'm quite happy seeing that.
Oh, let's look at this boost.
Oh, yeah.
This is the boost coming in from earlier, and look, it is 5 men who get this. This is unreal, and look, it gives him so much advantage, and I think Robson did actually spot him out as well. I don't know why the hell he's looking up there, but we're seeing innovation from eSuba, but it's just not enough.
Yeah, just not enough when it's just a single kill. It doesn't make a difference when there are people on Planetkey dynamics that can very easily get triples.
Yeah, every single time, and eSuba, what can they really do? We saw a weak T side from them earlier, a weak CT side from them just a few seconds ago, but they're moving into A now, and Blue missing shots and deciding to back off at the back of it. They're seeming very timid, these pushes just not committing to them. However, there's the opening frag. Freddy does find one. He's looking for the second as well, and he is going to nail it. Have a pulse here, needs a couple more than just the one that he's already found, but eSuba already claiming the B site. It's Cap, the solo player, just cordoning it off, and Alex is going to walk into this crossfire here. Cap going to find the one, and they're just going to get grinded down by these Glocks. 4 in a row, well no, just four for eSuba.
Yeah.
Is it enough?
First of all, actually Cressy got a good position right there, and I'm surprised that he wasn't even able to get a single kill. Second, I'm going to say not enough, and I'm going to say what I wanted to say after this round anyway. Now that they got the second pistol round, but not the first one, imagine them getting the first one. They would, had they not screwed up after these pistols, they would be sitting at 9 rounds now.
Look at Alex getting really aggressive, finds the initial shot, and there's so much damage done. Blue could definitely get finished off by a pistol, but eSuba, not being deterred, do aggress up long, and they're staying passive, playing this default setup once again. In Planetkey, they've got to work their way around this. Obviously, they've got a couple of, well, they've got the 1 Deagle, 3 5.7s. There's the Scout as well on Alex, which has already found 1 shot, no kills, but eSuba, they've slowed it down. It feels like Alex threw a spanner into the works of this round.
Oh, well, this is quite tough still for eSuba. They've got to be actually quite scared, because they know that the 5.7s could be waiting around the corners. They know that it could be the Deagles going for long-range fights. They might be taking into account the possibility that Planetkey even decided to stack up and buy up a rifle for someone. They know that it's dangerous simply, because Planetkey are so close that they should be and will be risking it to try and close out the map. And there we are. 1 for 1.
Cressy just seemed on point there. That 5.7 shot was so damn quick. Cole's on this side. Might be able to do something himself.
Oh.
These 5.7s do chip in and do plenty of damage. And eSuba finding more and more problems every time. Henke does shoot 1 down, but Alex with the Scout is desperately trying to peek into this site. And Blue's very low, so could do the damage. Finds one through the side, and there's the pistol shot as well. Needs to find Henke though, who's on full HP. With the Scout, it's a very difficult gun to do it with, and Henke is gonna wrap up the round. But 5 for eSuba, and even these T anti-coats are looking unconvincing.
I have no idea how he did not hit the shot through the sandbag stack. That was amazingly weird, because Blue already had 28 HP. It was not like he hit the shot through the bags. He actually was already low, so that probably would have finished him off. And Scout has exactly the same amount of piercing power as an AWP, so it really is surprising that it didn't go through.
Oh, these MAC-10, well this MAC-10, single MAC-10 doing the damage, but it's going to be the AK tearing through these CTs. And with only Cressy left, I'm pretty sure eSuba is just going to walk through him as well. But Cressy does do the 1 kill's worth of damage, and MAC-10 drops. Not a bad round for eSuba. They're actually starting to find some sort of footing, and could be back in with a shot. If they take a couple more, we need to be looking at them in contention. I'd like to see Planetkey just take a step back. I would like to see another Eco actually and get an AWP. Overpass is it's so important to have an AWP presence, especially towards that A site, getting all the information. Again, we talk about Fallen being so good with that AWP at finding information. That's why SK is so good on Overpass. However, without that AWP presence, Planetkey, one of the teams here who can definitely work off it, having just the 5 rifle setup. Even on this CT side, they can do decent work, but their utility isn't too good either. This can definitely be abused by eSuba.
Sure, but then Caparzo loses a lot of HP before he's even able to realize what's happening to him. Then when he finally wants to aim himself in, the guy's just completely gone. So a good beginning for this round by Planetkey Dynamics, but there is not even a single kill for them yet. They only were able to damage the AWPer, so he can always even rely on just 1 single point of health and be just as lethal. Now, the problem is going to be... Okay, never mind. There are no HEs. There are no Molotovs, so there is no easy way of finishing him off.
Yeah, and eSuba still assuming this default. They've got to decide where they want to go pretty soon, and they've not found anything yet. Cap changes that, finds a headshot with the AWP, and looks like eSuba want a piece of this A site with Alex aggressing, pushing up close and personal, finds one straight in the face. It's Occo to drop, but Cap, he's playing very close in this smoke, and Molotov's going to finish Krezi off, so damage from eSuba as they move in here. Alex is playing this smoke right to the corner, and he might spot Cap out. However, he's just trying to do damage, weaving around this box. Cap misses a shot, but it's corrected. The mistakes are changed by Freddy, who finds one of his own. The 2-3-3 situation not coming out. Isodo misses a massive spray, and Robson, being the last player alive, he's got to back off, save this M4. Planetkey don't have any money to work with in the next round, remember? So trying to do some damage here as the name of the game. Oh, he's not even going to do that. Blue going to catch him out. Finish off the round.
Unbelievable. I don't know how Otto didn't get that kill. That was the perfect angle. First of all, the guy was looking, and then even when he started receiving the damage, he knew that there was a Molotov right there, so it kind of didn't make sense, so he didn't even react quickly enough. But he still stayed alive and was able to get that kill. Amazing. Now 5 rounds difference, and eSuba are not doing so bad. They're facing off against pistols again. They could be getting into like 4 rounds range, but it's still hard for me to believe. Like, it changes so much from map to map. Planetkey Dynamics on Nuke, they proved to be so much better on the CT than on T, and they decided to start on the T side themselves after the live round. eSuba completely useless on Mirage and T side. Now they're actually getting themselves going only on the T side on Overpass. Something's weird here.
Yeah, and against 5 pistols, I'm not sure if there's anything Planetkey can do in this round necessarily. They've got 4 sets of Kevlar as well, so the name of the game is just to do damage in this situation. They've got to keep the eSuba economy honest, and it's anything but that right now. eSuba running on absolute bank after taking a lot of these initial rounds fairly convincingly. Freddy's going to eliminate one of those pistols from the server as Alex R drops. He seems to be dropping pretty early. I would like to see him play with the AWP more passively on A, or just generally more with the AWP, because I don't think that he can be punished like that with a scoped rifle. The pushback's coming there.
Well, he was able to dominate the toilets, the long range on the T side. So perhaps he thinks that he can do exactly the same on the CT side, like he doesn't have to care about the enemies because they're incompetent enough to be able to take him down. But yeah, as you can see, these pushes don't work out so well anymore.
Yeah, Planetkey, they're deciding to save again, just save the Kevlar. Obviously they can invest into head armor with only 350 since they've actually taken 0 damage in this round, which is actually a bigger advantage than a lot of people give it credit. As eSuba, they survived this round with 5 players alive. So what I said about keeping the T economy honest, that's definitely not happening right now. I would say that Planetkey, if they're not going to take these rounds, they need to be doing at least more damage.
Yeah, surely is a thing. But as we expected, it is the 12-8 scoreline. It was supposed to be the 4 rounds difference anyway. Now, it is going to go down to Caparzo's AWP maybe? I don't know. Who do you call to be the hero of this round? You've got the AWP on Alex once again.
It has to be Cappy, hasn't it? We saw him outperform everybody on Mirage, and here on Overpass it could happen again. Alex R starting off the fragging, and that's what I said. That's what I said. I wanted to see him get aggressive, and he is doing it, taking this device angle. But can he be as fast? I don't think anybody's going to quite jump beat this, but you're going to need lightning fast reactions to hit this shot. And I don't know if there are a lot of players in the world who can actually make it. He is changing up his position after getting that initial pick as well, which is a really, really big advantage for an enemy AWPer. As soon as you get smoked off of those angles, you need to be able to fall back, change attack, maybe even towards B, but Cap, takes a damage free tree, but it's not enough to find that kill, and eSuba going to struggle off not finding that one. Freddy going to finish off the enemy AWPer, and Alex does go down. He definitely didn't need to take that cross and make it onto the A site. He could have stayed up towards long and challenged Cap. It shows that Cap's having so much presence towards long, and it shows that he's really scared of this long presence.
The AWPers this far are definitely in the limelight of this round. Now though, the push finally comes. Bomb side A is going to be under assault. Already using smoke on which one he's completely cutting off his options, so he has to walk straight to Freddy's crosshair. But Blue, that was a suicidal jump right there. The Freddy though has the info, and he gets a triple combined. Another weapon lies down on the ground beneath his feet, but the Terrorists are more than fine with the economy that they've got right there. As we said, eSuba keeping it perfect in the previous round, and Akko to close it out. But Freddy, a quad kill, that is a lot, and they could have been on another ace on one map.
Please save Planetkey. I really do not like it that they're investing into sets of armor here. I don't think that they need it at all. I think that I would prefer to see them go for a more incendiary and generally a more nade heavy next round, which definitely could favour them. Is eSuba just walking into each of these areas? Alex, is he going to find the second as well? No, but supported by Poles, who have salvaged these AK-47s. It's 2 on them, but eSuba, they've taken the B site due to Planetkey's long aggression. As eSuba, are they really going to give this one away? I don't think so. This bomb's already going down at Planetkey. They can assume a big play, but Cap does find the one. It's a nice flick with the AWP. He seems very confident and very calm right now. However, Otto needs to peek back into this site. They need to do a little more damage against these peeking AKs, over-peeking AKs, some would say. Blue does take one more, and almost going for that double tap as well. Almost finding the headshot, but double one deke, and only Freddy left. Gets on that defuse already. Freddy does the damage, but it's another one deke. Beautiful, but has he got enough time on the defuse? The answer is no. Saves an AWP, and he's right out of there. It's an AK-47 instead. But Otto, that is a frightening display of Deagle prowess.
So sad it didn't work out in the end, though. What a double headshot! You were talking about the double one tap from another guy.
Here comes number 3 as well. Boom! See you later, Freddy.
That is too much to take for me, because Planetkey, they've not been able to get a single round for so long. And you're seeing stuff like that. Alex R with amazing AWP shots. Otto doing things like these with a deagle. And it's not enough. It's not even close. I mean, this time they got close, but just taking time into account, I don't think that even with a defuse kit it would have been possible for him, or he would be just at the edge, like with half a second left. Oh, look at this boost from Freddy. eSuba pulling out all the tricks they've got in down their sleeve. I think I gaffed that one up a little bit. They're throwing the kitchen sink at Planetkey right now to find these entry kills, and eSuba really work off of these initial entries. I would like to see if they can close this match out, though. They've made it frightfully close, and Planetkey with an abysmal CT side again. We've seen eSuba show us a decent showing on both CT side of Mirage, T side of Overpass, and eSuba with the man advantage
probably going to be going for some sort of set execute over towards B, but you see that a couple of members, Blue and Oko, have shifted their attention towards the back, deciding that Planetkey could be going for some sort of flank. However, looks like the B play is about to come in.
And there's 3 people focused on B from Planetkey Dynamics, so this isn't a good guess from eSuba, but they still have the manpower. And they will obliterate drops and completely pulse you with just 1 kill. Right back at him, Freddy able to get 1. And Otto, extremely dangerous in the last round. This time's not going to make it anymore. Akko, a guy with a very similar nickname, actually taking him down right there and showing his superiority simply. Right now, Alex to save up the AWP, which is somewhat a wise choice, but then they've had it so many times already and it wasn't enough to take a round yet. 11th for eSuba.
And you saw the way that eSuba took that round. They found the man advantage by getting an aggressive pick. They held it. They moved their way into the B site, traded off each other really effectively as well. Their team play and coordination seems to be on point. That bomb went down and it resulted in them taking their 11th round. Planetkey Dynamics struggling. They have got an AWP back. However, I really don't know. They've taken a pause, but do you think this one is a little too late?
No.
No. What do you think that they should be saying to each other right now? Oh, let's actually hear the team communication. We don't have to fantasize about what they're doing at all.
was bisschen helfen könnte?
Keine
They
Ahnung.
seem irritated.
Einfach mal ein bisschen aggressiver spielen.
Ja, einfach mal die ficken, Alter. Und wir haben so viele Runden verloren.
They seem really stressed.
Eigentlich Monster mit AWP anziehen.
Ja, wir haben doch gehabt, was
Wir haben jetzt auch Nava.
Ja, die haben auch immer eine Habe, die gammelt auch immer irgendwo ab. Aber geht auch auf Pick gut.
Aber wir ficken jetzt einfach.
So that, do you speak German?
So, mach.
What are they saying?
I can understand a little bit, but
Standspiel
this
oder
time I'm
irgendeiner?
not really
Ja,
able
kannst du
to
geben?
make anything particular out.
So what are they saying? Do you know anything that they're saying right now?
Auf geht's uns, komm, Mann, Fokus. Und zum Map.
Wait a second, let's just listen to them. Maybe in a moment I'll try to say something.
Ja zapalím sudy.
Tak já vidím co, hej?
You said that's definitely
ne,
preparing
jdeme
for some
tam,
Molotov strat.
Jdeme, jo?
Zapal short.
We're talking about burning
Hej,
everything.
počúvajte,
Like,
tu ležte.
I'm gonna
Potom,
burn
keď
this
pôjdete
position, I'm
most,
gonna
bacha
burn
môže
this
byť na
one.
tom štvrte, nikto tam nejde, môže byť nalevo. U tých cementov, tak si na to bacha.
And guessing that there's gonna be
Neukážete sa
one
doprava
guy on the
na tie
left. I'm
cementy,
guessing
ale
it's
to
a
má
B.
Where's
dobre,
Robson's
dobre,
Molotov?
dobre,
I would
nevidíte
like to see a
sprava.
third Molotov on Robson.
Jo, a bežíte
Get rid of one of those flashes. Buy a Molotov, mate.
doľava proste bežíte,
Řekněte
hej.
si, co jdete.
They need a third Molotov for this defense here, and he's got enough money for it as well. But he isn't. He's going to keep it. I think this is a mistake. I'd rather see him go for a Molotov strat as well, and maybe able to keep it back in the round and use it on one of these clutches. But eSuba, look like they might be changing up the pace, going straight into the B site, and Planetkey Dynamics look to be well equipped to take this one. Otto does find one, Krezi peeks in, finds one as well. Planetkey seems to be shutting this one down with the bomb drop. Krezi finds a double, there's his triple, and it's only Freddy left, and he's caught, stuck at the action.
Oh man, and I don't think that Planetkey actually, during that pause, they were saying anything in particular really. Like, they were kind of annoyed, kind of stressed, as you said, and making out of their words, I think that they were swearing a little bit, maybe still dwelling in what happened before. And eSuba, in the meantime, they were preparing a very complex strat. And it's not like Planetkey completely read that strat. They just walked out of the mollies, and they were solid enough on their aim that they were able to take them down. They did not panic at all. That's what won them this round.
Yeah, maybe they needed a little bit of time just to get that frustration out their system, and maybe that's what you need. You just need that pause. I don't know what the rules are, whether you're allowed 1 pause per map or 4 pauses, two per half.
I think there's 1 pause per team, a 5-minute pause per half.
Okay.
So
okay,
2 per map.
Okay, so that's between... So 5 minutes per team per half. So that's actually different rules to the Valve standard rule set, which Valve standard is 30-second pauses, 4 per team. So a little bit of difference here, but 5-minute pause gives your team a lot of time to actually take a chill pill, relax, know what you're going to do coming into this next round. eSuba going to just wait out the clock, and Freddy, did he just get taken down after time?
Yeah.
He's got enough money to buy up into the next one. eSuba can go for these luxuries to try and deal the economical damage to Planetkey. He's already at like 11,000, so he doesn't even care.
Yeah, but then on the other hand, was it really worth it for just one kill? In my opinion, if they lose right now, he might be getting into a little bit of trouble. They might start missing some grenades, etc. But the question is, can Planetkey Dynamics manage to not get their economy reset? Because that's what they're fighting for right now.
Yeah, this is a really crucial round for that CT side. Obviously, they survived with a lot of players alive just then, so it's not going to be the absolute hard reset that we saw from eSuba on Mirage, for instance. However, in 11-13, you can't afford to give up any of these rounds, and especially 2 in a row, and allow eSuba to get back onto a 13-13 scoreline, because we've shown when push comes to shove, they have actually closed out these matches, despite their difficulty earlier. They did win it after all. So Alex R trying to hold down with this AWP. He seems very passive and very pensive. He doesn't know really whether he wants to go aggressive. Just trying to shut down Freddy as he goes for this peek, but I'm sure that there should be a flash coming through here to support Freddy on the entry, and he is. He forces Alex off the angle and back to the A site, and they're going for a boost onto Cap once again. They desperately want these opening picks. eSuba rely on these, and in a 5v5 situation, they've only got 30 seconds left, and the bomb is nowhere to be found. It's way back. They've got to set up a set execute on the A site, and you see Alex is very far advanced. He has got an AWP, but he is playing right in the thick of the action, and eSuba about to walk into this one. There's number one. Poles finds one as well, trying to mow this down as he finds 2. Freddy chips back, sneaks tiptoes on and dies. Planetkey on 14, and they finally, after that pause, seem to be getting something going.
Amazing read from Poles. He knew that somebody will be coming in from long. He knew that he needed to provide coverage from for Alex, and he did that very well. At the end of the day, Alex fell, so yeah, that happens. He died, all right. But as I mentioned, the economical issues will start for eSuba. And for instance, right now, Blue doesn't have the money. And had Freddy not died after the time, he now would be able to drop him a rifle. Well, for now, it's not going to be possible. And we get another pause right now. eSuba really have to come up with something solid. Otherwise, this map might be coming to the end. Is this previous pause really enough? Was it all it took to just throw eSuba off of such a huge win streak?
Well, definitely. I think that it... Oh yeah, let's actually hear their team speaks now.
Ja, ich habe Anpause gemacht.
Aber bleib Sniper bitte oben, der erste Schieber.
Wir müssen trotzdem anpausen, Alex.
Ich habe nur eine Flash.
Ja, ich kann es auch machen.
Kannst du die weglassen?
You seem a lot more calm than Planetkey did.
Ich habe halt extra Nate gekauft.
Gegen was?
Ja, weißt du, wenn die kurz kommen. Zerlegung.
Das stimmt, die werden mir manchmal mal links weg.
You see a much more calm atmosphere for the eSuba side, don't
Die Runde
you?
ist wichtig, wir haben sonst gar kein Geld.
Ja, ich weiß nicht, ob die
No,
vielleicht
this is
eine
actually
Eco machen.
Planetkey talking right
Aber
now.
ich
Oh,
glaub
this
nicht
is
eigentlich.
Planetkey.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're
so
much
after...
more talkative
yeah.
this time.
Diskutieren die
I
vielleicht
was
über
thinking
Karte.
it inside
Ich
German,
glaube,
but I thought because it was eSuba's pause, maybe we go that way. I don't really speak much German, being a British scrub, but Planetkey definitely seem a lot more calm after taking that 2 in a row. I think that really settled some nerves. Putting them on 14 means that they're right up against the finish line. And they've got one more chance to take this. 4 rifles set up the AWP as well. They've got the Molotovs that they also need this time. And eSuba, another chance to break the buy. And they've taken water control early. But here come the nades. Loads of damage. 60 and 50 to Freddy and Hanky respectively. And eSuba, they're going to find this health deficit a difficulty that they've got to really chew before they move into this site. Maybe trying to counter-navigate it and circumvent it by getting some damage on through. Planetkey with 4 players over towards B though. Feels like eSuba going to walk into a bear trap. Prezi with 1, but it's not enough. It's capping Onku. Peek back and takes some. The Deagle rains through as well as eSuba claim this B site as their own. Onku looking for one more as Planetkey destroyed once again. A triple for him. eSuba, they look to be back in this.
Amazing. I really did not see that coming. 2 people taken out so easily in the Munster right there from the CT side. It seems like they were perfectly prepared for this push. And the last time, it's actually after the pauses, the least logical things happened. Previously, eSuba were preparing a good strat on bomb side B. Planetkey didn't really read through it, but it so happened that they were calm enough to pull through this. But this time, it's Planetkey who are preparing a little bit of a strat right there. An amazing nades towards short, and they knew exactly what was happening all over the place, but they just got picked off. It seems like in this matchup, doesn't matter what kind of strat you have, it all comes down to just luck and individual skill in these situations. Who gets the kills?
Look at Planetkey's buy though, it's so weak. 0 Molotovs overall, only the 3 players being able to buy a pulse, and Robson with almost nothing, just stuck on 5-7s in eSuba. If they play this one slowly, methodically, and sensibly, they should be able to pick apart this defense. Planetkey might struggle to make their way to 15, as I would have preferred to see them go for 1 more eco and go for more of a default buy of a Cap. He's been great from start to finish, finds an open pick. And Freddy going to find 1 more, so there's a pistol and a rifle down as Planetkey. How are they going to keep these T's out of the sight? The decision is no, they're not. Freddy probably going to find 1 as well. Great take on the B site from eSuba as Krezi only finds 1 of his own, but in a 4v1, all he can do is save an AWP.
But that's a good hit, actually. Kapar's losing this up. eSuba actually having lost a round that was very important to them. Not sure what their economy looks like as of right now, but I think they should be able to survive that before. They don't even need to. They are just gonna pick it up for themselves, and that's so close. 13-14, and we're getting to exactly the same kind of situation as in the Playing Ducks match, but this time the comeback didn't start at 14-6, but like 12-4.
If eSuba actually pull off this game, we've got to be really just questioning everything that we've been saying about the Planetkey with just USPs. They've got 0 investment apart from 1 flash, which is going to be wasted towards the A site. It's wasted since there are no members of eSuba here. Apart from Cap, he's playing way back here, and Robson, where's he even going to put this flashbang? He's out towards A, so he's looking to flash Planetkey in, but he's got it out. Is Cap actually going to get caught out by this? I really want to see him back off here. He's got no support from his teammates, and giving away an AWP would be difficult. There's the flash. Are we going to see Robson with the counter flash? Oh no, Freddy! Is he going to sneak up on this defense? There's the 1, spots a second as well, sprays him down, rips apart these players, but Robson with the USP does chip back in with 1. Has the AK-47 in hand now. However, with the bomb on B site, eSuba cannot let go of this one. Robson's got no armor to retake this with as well. And Blue just holding down the angle as Krezi with the USP surely shouldn't be doing any more damage. Planetkey just need to back off with the AK-47, save it into the next round and see what they can do with it, as we will see a 30th round once again in this game. Close games from start to finish. Yeah, for sure. And this is just amazing, and I didn't bother to actually say that when it would have mattered, because I felt like it was just first too long and too it didn't matter at all, like completely at that stage. But there we go, actually Krezi. No, he doesn't get the headshot and gets picked on by Blue at the end of the day. So yeah, what I asked was or actually rather what I said, how often can a comeback like Playing Ducks happen? And you said like, yeah, probably there's no chance, but that's one way to go. The other way to say it is just the Playing Ducks comeback can happen as often as a Playing Ducks comeback, and if it just happened, then there's a possibility that could happen right now just as well. Have a look at this buy though. Planetkey don't have any Molotovs, and this is something that has been a real big struggling point for them, especially towards the B site. They need the Molotovs to keep these eSuba members back. When eSuba decide, yeah, we want to go for a push now, they're always straight in on that bomb site. A Molotov played against a team like that can do 150, 200 plus damage. And that's something that eSuba had actually been struggling against. So Planetkey, I feel like they've managed their economy pretty poorly in the latter portions of this game, and eSuba actually controlling their enemies' money pretty effectively just by keeping the pressure up at all times.
Oh man, and this is additionally the T side from eSuba right here, and I'm gonna have to like kind of change the way of seeing things. It's not that eSuba are completely bad on the T side, just on the T side they win enough rounds to make it good. It doesn't matter if it's 15 or 1, they just need as many as they need.
Cressy, takes a couple of parting shots through the smoke, followed up by an aid as well, but he's out of there before it explodes. eSuba probably playing a B execute now as that flash comes through. Blue finds his way out of there and does nail the headshot as well. They've got Alex to take down, who does find a parting double. However, in a 3v3 situation, Freddy does do the damage. The shots come through the smoke, but Robson misses, as Planetkey have a really tough retake on their hands, and it's a must-win for them. They haven't got 2 players on this site yet, as the kit still needs to be wheeled in here. Blue has a great angle and does find 1. Poles, he's got 3 to contend with now, 2 as he finds the first, but does find the second as well. Cap is the last player alive, but Poles needs to take this shot now as the bomb diffuses. He needs to get it locked down. Cap on this side, pistols out and finds the headshot. 15 for eSuba, as Cap is the saving grace once again.
Amazing, amazing of a situation, and I feel like I said a little bit of rubbish just a second ago because I was supposed to say they win as many as they need and not they need as many as they need, which was kind of stupid, but yeah, eSuba doesn't matter. They can just sleep through half the map, and then when they need to, they actually get back into the business just at the right moments.
Yeah, and eSuba, this could be the final round of a very long, hard-fought comeback for them. 2 long matches, and wouldn't it be wonderful if they ended it with the 2-0 that they so want on the main stage. They've played their heart out today to try and get this, and you see them in the bottom left-hand corner playing with elite concentration, but they've got to contend with Alex's AWP at long. Cap has this angle on lockdown, but a brutal headshot as Alex assassinates Cap.
That's a very good one, but Arco's already proved okay. He's already proved, though, that he can play with the AWP just as well, but this time decides to abandon the idea. And 1-man advantage for Planetkey Dynamics is definitely huge, but still doesn't change the fact that they're playing with 4 UMPs.
Yeah, we might be seeing an overtime finish here. Blue just trying to chip into the B site as eSuba. This B has worked out so well for them. They might go for it once again. The Molotovs, the flashes, they all rain in. Here's the preliminary Molotovs as well to try and keep them out. This time Planetkey have some nades to try and do it. However, are we going to see overtime? Robson, right on the other side of this smoke, tries to take it, and he does find the preliminary shot. These T's not taking it, and we are going to overtime. Planetkey will wrap up the kills with the UMPs. No money in the pockets, but we will be seeing more than 30 rounds here today.
It had to go like this, with Robson up so close to the smoke, with the guy on the other side of it not really hitting him with the spray down. Up close, UMP 45 is at its best.
Yeah, yeah, and on that B site as well, eSuba ticked the clock down so low that they were forced to go for that push. They had no other option, and it meant that those UMPs could just do sweet work upon them. Blue trying to take a tip out of Krez's book, going for that wall bang, but he ain't Krezi, you ain't hitting that. As eSuba, they're setting up this default once again, watching out for any Planetkey aggression.
This is the real tough, because when we get into the overtime, the structure that eSuba work in kind of stops making sense, because they can make these amazing comebacks, or they can make these amazing advantages for themselves that later on get melted down.
Oh,
But right
Freddie
here-
almost caught out Robson there. He went for that jump, but a boost on the B side might get caught off by the squeaky play as Freddie. Does he spot the head out? Does. Pulse drops. There's a follow-up nade as well. Isn't going to do much damage, but spraying through the wall in eSuba have done the damage that they really need. And with only Alex R on the A site, they're going to switch up their attack and play there. Robson does peek out and level the playing field, but Cap with a crucial entry. His entries have been brutal from start to finish, and they're not slowing down here onto the A site. Robson with the flashbang out and an M4 in hand. They're going to go for another boost. This game has been boost galore, and they are going to find the initial kill to level this back to a 3v3 and make this retake doable. Krezi waiting for these smokes to dissipate, but he's not going to wait at all. Trying to take shots through it regardless. Robson finds another one, but gives him 2 in the round, and Cap is going to take the one with the AWP. Brutal double kill as well. What was that flick shot? Closes up the round for Isu, but 16 on the board.
Oh, I want to see this in slow motion because it wasn't a double kill, it wasn't a collateral from him actually. Akko took the second kill at the exact same moment with a headshot with his AK-47, but that was an insane situation that eSuba still managed to pull through. 2 men remaining, excuse me. And it started off not so bad for eSuba, but then it got real tough for them. Then they still worked it out. But Blue dying behind the truck was the crucial moment where everybody probably thought that eSuba is done for. But well, since Caparzo is still alive, you can never say that.
eSuba, they're just playing such a good game of Counter-Strike right now. They're going for this passive default once more, and Planetkey haven't been falling for it. They've been waiting for this clock to tick down in almost all these situations, but eSuba, even with a Zeus on Friday, would that be beautiful if it came into play? But I don't think so in such a close matchup. However, Planetkey once again playing the 4-1 setup, but eSuba know that they're doing this and they are abusing that A site. We saw it in overtime just then, and Planetkey aren't switching up this CT defense, and that might prove to be a real big difficulty for the for the CT side, as Alex could definitely get caught out. But the rotation does come in. Impulse does greet him, meet and greet. Madcon on the A site, but eSuba, they're going for this B play. They seem to be able to, they seem to have a really solid read on Planetkey right now. And as this push comes in, here are the nades, the Molotovs once more. But this is what Planetkey was so great at dispatching previously. Cap finds that entry kill, and this might actually force a rotation over. Henke looking for this aggression, and he does find it. eSuba are crushing this defense. Poles, the last player alive, has to keep this M4 in it. Does find one, but it's only Cap, and he's got 4 to go, and he'll need an ace, and he is backing off.
But it's actually good. He managed to kill off Cappy, who was all alone on that bomb site. Ace is going to make it so much easier for him to stay alive. Actually creates a possibility of that happening, but it's not going to be easy at all. AWP now picked up is going to make it even better if he survives, but there's still like 15 seconds remaining on the pulse. 15 seconds? Well, great. More chances to get kills, right?
Yeah, and I feel like kills really don't matter. They just want to get rid of that AWP, and they're going to succeed in that mission. Blue finding that final frag, and eSuba posting great numbers on this initial T side. It's going to be interesting to see if they can carry on this run of form when it switches over to CT, which they were so weak on earlier. But I feel like one of the problems that they had was they didn't get that economy rolling. They didn't have the AWP, they didn't have the nades. And in overtime, you can get the Molotovs going, you can get all those nades, and that's one thing that's going to really benefit eSuba.
Yeah, but what I wanted to say, like what I already pointed out, is that the overtime is slightly smaller chunks, so I felt like it's not going to favor eSuba at all, but at the end of the day, as you pointed out, it was rather more about that economy than about the time that eSuba needs to get rolling. I mean, of course, it involves the time, because normally you have to earn that money over time, but it's not the case right here in the OT. Now, Freddy to open it all up. He's going to get a good kill, although they're facing off against mostly pistols, so
that
giving up a frag like that.
Did you see the game sense though? Freddy knew that that boost was coming. He's reading Planetkey dynamics so well right now.
Yeah, but not well enough to prevent himself from dying right there, and that's an AK-47. That's a very dangerous weapon onto the hands of the CTs, and walking into this round, they never had anything close to an AK. That's big.
And remember, this Planetkey economy is so low that they couldn't even go for a full buy here, and eSuba could just pick them apart. The smokes come through to force eSuba into these close range engagements, but Pulse peeking through with the UMP is actually doing the damage. eSuba need to get this bomb down right now. They've only got 30 seconds, and Planetkey Dynamics had so much manpower on the A site, and the spray comes through as well. Robson with the AK-47 trying to finish him off. Just Henke left, and he has salvaged the bomb, but with only 20 seconds, he's got a monstrous task to do, and he is going to drop 17-16 as Planetkey do salvage the one on this A site.
Oh man, and I feel like the AK still played out a big part in all this, because some of the, all of the CTs except for Robson, who had the AK-47, were behind some smokes and were forced into uncomfortable positions where they couldn't really act. But there you go, Robson pops in from Graffiti with the AK, gets an easy 1 kill that enables all the rest of his teammates to act. And just like this, 1 round, this could mean the difference between life and death for Planetkey Dynamics right here.
And we're finally seeing that double AWP setup come through for eSuba. It's something that we talked about in the preliminary moments of this game. The analyst segment was mostly dominated by will they, won't they? Will they go for this double AWP setup? I said that it was a really good decision, and we'll see how true that is right now. As Freddy, he plays that secondary AWP. Where's he playing? He's playing towards the... he's playing up towards... Where is he? Number 4. He's playing... Oh, he's playing towards long as well. So Freddy needs to have some sort of advantage, and that means that Cap is going to be playing towards the B side. Having a double AWP setup on overpass is so crucial. It allows you to cordon off and section away really large portions of the map without much manpower. You see, to have total toilets control, you either need 2 or 3 players playing with rifles or just 1 AWP. And that's the setup that eSuba have gone for.
But also the thing is that, yes, it is indeed important on overpass to have that double AWP setup. You can control a lot, but then it can backfire very easily when the enemies are used to it. But eSuba have not really been going for it so often in this matchup.
It's because they haven't been able to afford it. They just didn't have the money to get the double AWP setup going in the first half.
That's good.
Which means that they are mixing things up here in overtime, and that could definitely catch Planetkey Dynamics off.
Exactly.
As they've only got 20 seconds left. They're running this one very, very thin, but they almost have a clean welcome mat laid out for them on this A site. Freddy and Occo is going to get 2, but going to get traded out for it. Thank you very much for coming, Occo says as he tries to spray him down. That bomb does go down. How does Otto get away with this? Robson in a 1 versus 3 needs to do the damage, but that defuse is already happening. The AWP finds the final kill, and Cap is the saviour of the day once more as eSuba find match point, and they've got 2 chances to close this match out.
I feel like the bomb plan does not change much right here. If Planetkey win this round, they will still have some money, of course, remaining. Like 1 rifle or whatever, that would be enough to get another 4 by going. If they lose, though, the game's over. And eSuba, indeed, as you say, Caparzo, so very often he is the man to just grinds the cogs in the team. He just makes it all work. This whole machine without him would not be moving at all.
Yeah, Cap and Freddy again going for the 2 AWPs, and obviously it benefited them. They found so many kills in the previous round, and it just gives your riflers a bit more space to work with. It allows them to actually maneuver around the AWPs, and it gives them the freedom to actually take the picks that otherwise they wouldn't have made. eSuba, though, have gone for a default setup. Is this a 3-2? I think it is, with the boost on A, and with a couple of counter flashes coming through. eSuba just trying to slow down at Planetkey Dynamics, but with a 5 rifle setup, Planetkey are going to be eagerly looking to take this B site right now. Cap needs to do decent work with this AWP, and what a flick on the first! Needs to get a couple more, but does get traded straight through by Krezi. eSuba definitely with a chance of closing this match out, but Henke and Co have to do big work on the B side. Blue needs to chip in, but from behind, Otto does take the 1, gets traded straight through, but this bomb still isn't down. Planetkey slow on the approach. Blue throws down a Molotov, and there's no smoke to circumnavigate that. eSuba definitely have a chance to do this, and the bomb still isn't here. Planetkey going very, very slowly, and Blue could definitely take advantage of this. The CTs, how are they going to get in here? They're not. Alex is going to shut it down. There's a Molotov as well to try and cut him out of this site. Freddy has to move his way into the site. He's got support from Oku, but they are going to find that first kill, and they do give themselves a great chance into this one. Cressy and Robson just need to play it passive, but Robson has no choice. He's stuck on this site. He's got 84 damage, and he is going to go down to this pistol. Very messy spray down, and Freddy has a Molotov to try and catch it out, but no kill on him. Does finally pick it up. That AWP is there with the Molotov. Is Cressy going to do it? Does find it. Planetkey keep themselves in the game. eSuba half a second away from taking that match and a spot in the grand finals. That's going to be crushing.
Freddy not taking care of that defuse where he had the chance, and that's why the Planetkey's player was not running through the bottom. But man, that was just crazy. There was a big chance of actually closing it all off right there, right then, and he just started the defuse right off the bat. Possibly then Planetkey would have thought that maybe it is a fake or something, but nothing like that happens. And
I'm going to repeat it once more. That is crushing. Missing out on a spot of in the grand finals with half a second to spare, that is devastating.
And see, if you lose this match, you still have to play another one before the grand finals, so you're wasting a lot of your energy that way.
Yeah, 100%, and you've got a strenuous battle thing. But Henke, he's behind this T side. How is he doing this? Does find the one, but has given away his position in the process. Bad trigger discipline from him, but the flash does come through, and he finds a second shot, steals it away, and Planetkey, 1 versus 4. They're actually maybe going to make it to the grand finals. Cressy does get taken down, and in 1917, eSuba steals it away.
That is it, and Freddy finishes the map with 32 kills, and this is just a massacre, what we've been seeing right here. How can you get a position like this in the most crucial round when you can get another overtime going for yourself, or you're just gonna have to play more and more and more, and you put yourself in a disadvantage in the losers brackets, you rob yourself of the possibility to rest, and you don't check a corner like this? Come on.
I feel like eSuba just like the airtime at this point. Both of their matches have gone the very distance. I would love to see. Well, they're obviously going to make it through to the final. I'm looking forward to that matchup.
They guaranteed themselves the second place spot already.
Yeah, which is €500 €500 or 750 euros. I don't know which prize pool allocation that they've gone for just yet, but they've secured themselves a decent amount of money. It's definitely worth them coming, and they've given us such a great show. They've given us 2 amazing maps as well, and we've got to break that one down. We've got to talk about some of the AWPing, some of the star power, and just take a deep breath for a second, because what a crazy, crazy game. What are we talking about here? eSuba are going to make it through to the final, and we're going to see Cappy even through later today. His AWPing has been pinpoint all day. He's picked open the A site on overpass earlier. We saw him do it along mid on Mirage earlier today as well. He's just been such a powerhouse.
Yeah, this guy, and that's what I've been saying before the matches started. Like in his pre-game interview, he was like sighing because kind of tired after the previous match. It's the same kind of in here. Well, the last round was a little bit different. A lot has gone down to Freddy. I mean, a titanic amount of job done by him right there. But nevertheless, in the rounds that matter very much, in the moments where eSuba could have been just killed off by Planetkey, Caparzo had to carry through. He had to land these amazing shots, like this one round where he just grabbed our heads when you thought it was a collateral. Yeah,
his flicks were crazy. We saw it 2 times. We saw it towards the B site on, well, obviously on overpass. We saw it towards the B site, and we saw it again over towards A on the retake as well. He just seems to be a monster all over the map, just like dominating different portions and just eating these players alive. I can't comprehend how good he's playing today. And considering the pressure is up for him, he's got so much pressure on his shoulders, a team that doesn't really match up to his skill level as well. He is the star player, and stars have got to shine, haven't they?
Oh yeah, of course, and oh man, and I feel like it's already been this kind of a case for eSuba when, well, they made the roster changes because on some of the matches they had like 2 or 3 players that performed and 2 that didn't completely, so they decided that it would be worth it to make the changes. I still can see that happening, like you still have this 1 or 2 players just sitting there a little bit lower so that the others have to put in a little bit more effort, but I can see it getting better, so they just have to like get themselves still tied up a little bit better, and then yeah, just play more, I guess. With the experience.
Sure, we're going to see
come.
we're going to see some replays right now, and I'm guessing the majority of them are going to be Cappy. Oh no, this is the 1v3.
Yeah.
The Otto just missed out on this. Deagle was brutal on the B side. Looking for that third as well. Such clean,
but it's
clean and crisp.
It's still weird that after Freddy's kill, it still took him like 1 second before he turned around to pick him off, because he could have done it instantly. Then maybe he would have had the time with the Deagle. Just take a look at that.
Yeah, I was looking forward to that. Yeah, we've got
Freddy
to see
kills,
it again.
and then he still defuses for 1.5 more seconds. So he was taking his time. Maybe that would have been, probably not, because he didn't have a defuse kit, but
that was a nasty play. That was a nasty, nasty play by Otto. And apparently we're not going to see the AWP shots regardless. We might get back to that a little bit later. But regardless, I don't think anybody missed some of the AWPing on that map. I think that we opened it up correctly as well, that it wasn't quite going to be the battle of the AWPs, but it was going to be the AWPs versus the rest. And it definitely was a case of that.
Yeah, surely also the... Oh,
there
okay. There we go. Alexar also doing a massive amount of job, but at the end of the day, the king of the AWPers this far surely proves to have been Cappy.
Here was the boost that we've long forgotten about at this point. eSuba didn't even need it at the end. But look at this disgusting boost. Finds a headshot as well. And they didn't choose to go for that boost again. I would like to see them talk about that in the interview, how they found that boost. I'm really actually excited to have a bit of a discussion. Here's a beautiful 1v2 by Robson as well. So many great plays throughout this whole match. And you just see... just such great plays from start to finish, and there was just such a game of high-level Counter-Strike, high-level plays, and just like flourish of kills.
Well, in my opinion, it should get a little bit like closer between the rounds, like 2 rounds here, 2 rounds there, instead of being 12 rounds winning streak or something like that.
I love to see a team just on absolute lockdown, and I think that that's what we saw in this game in particular. We've got an interview for you now. It's Cappy, and he's joined by one of his teammates on the interview desk.
Thank you very much, guys. I mean, I said I was hoping for another exciting match, and like, Jesus, did they deliver. I'm here with Henki G and Carpazzo. I'm just going to say it in English, Carpazzo, because he's butchering it. But these guys are so excited and happy. I mean, we just saw a replay of the boost, so let's start with that. Like, whose idea was that?
It was mine idea, and it's a good boost, but we still lose the round. So we was kinda, and... we need to mind them for the next rounds, so it was a comeback.
Well, I guess then it worked. If the idea was to mess with them, it definitely worked. We were talking earlier, and you were saying that you knew there was a point in the match, even though you guys were down like quite a large amount, that you knew you could win it. When was that?
Yeah, when we win the second full by T's, we knew that we are back in the game.
Well, that's good to know. Why is it that you guys are just so good at playing terrorists?
Really, I don't know. We just started to play. I think we just started to play a little more like with the brain. No waiting. Don't make like stupid pushes and stuff. Just play a good game without mistakes. And I think that's why.
I mean, the number of games that we're going to kind of makes me feel you're trying to get LAN practice here and everything. So, how long have you guys been playing together?
Maybe this squad, like all 5, it's like maybe 2 weeks. But previous I played with me. I mean, I played with Freddy. I played with Caparzo, Blue, Oko, and Benki. And then we changed Benki for Freddy, and Benki is now a coach.
I mean, it seems to be working out. Like, so you joined the team instead of Benki. Why were you brought on board?
We changed the Banky to coach because we need to step up, and now it's working.
It clearly is. So, I mean, was there anyone on the other team that you guys were finding very difficult to deal with?
Before the games, I said that Planetkey will be the best opponent here. So I don't know. We were like everyone here is good. Like we didn't have someone who is like best and someone who is bad, but everyone here is good.
So you still think that the Planetkey are the best team there?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So that's who you think you'll meet in the finals?
It depends how they will play, but I think probably yes.
So you were hitting some amazing shots with the AWP, like incredible. When you're under pressure like that, you know, you guys are behind, you have to hit it. How do you deal with all the stress?
It's hard to say, but you know, I have my team behind me, and they can support me with flashes when I need, and that's it.
You just know you got to hit those shots. So, I mean, all right, guys. Well, you did great. Are you looking forward to having a break?
Yeah.
Yeah, very needed break.
Yeah. All right, then. Well done, guys, once again. You know, great games, and we're going to a small break, and we'll join you later on.